what first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's where we build Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome to the breakdown. It's fucking allergies, man. Fuck. I think I'm losing my ear. I can't hear out of my left ear, man. It's over. It's all over for me, man. It's all over. Anyway, welcome to the breakdown. Oh, excuse me. Welcome to the breakdown episode 757. We're at 757. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in. TikTok, X, Twitter, whatever, Getter, Truth Social, Rumble. Who else is tuning in? YouTube, whatever. Shout out to you guys for tuning in. This show is sponsored by Midnight. I'm back on Midnight. I've been playing in Midnight City. I've been having some fun. That's right. Bear with me, man. I'm trying to get my energy today. I am 100% trying. I'm trying. I was working on the final touches, bugs, and all this stuff on the Gokshtein.com website, which is coming out today. Man, yeah. This is one of those days where I'm battling. I'm battling right now. I'm fucking battling. But I'm a trooper, okay? I'm a fucking trooper. I will troop my... Where the fuck is my pen? I will troop my way to victory. Where is my fucking pen? For real, man. Where the fuck is my pen? Anyway, shout out to the sponsor again, Midnight Yeah. Let's start the show over. I think we need to start the show over. Let's start it over. Welcome to the breakdown. That's right. Welcome to the breakdown. Episode 757, sponsored by Midnight. We got a load of guests coming on here today. By the way, shout out to Polymarket. Polymarket, the official prediction market sponsor of the breakdown. Look at me. I am going to fight these allergies. I will not stop. Also, shout out to Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet, the most secure wallet. You want to go ahead and store your Litecoin, your Bitcoin, your Zcash, your Monero? You go and you get yourself Cake Wallet. Download it. Also, not sponsored for this, but you know what? I don't know. Maybe me and Vic will sit down and talk about this, but I think Radar Chat should be on your goddamn phones. Okay, there you go. G Markets, check that out. Also, GochsteinPR.com, the Gochstein PR firm. If you guys are looking, look. I've been in the game. I already explained this. I've been in the game for years. It's made me an animal. That's a Biggie line. But if you're looking to go ahead and scale your brand up, whether it's a product, your own personal brand, GochsteinPR.com, you can go ahead and contact us. Really cool stuff coming out with GochsteinPR.com. Stay tuned. There'll be press releases and all that good stuff to go ahead and break stuff down for you guys. Especially, it's not just centered around crypto. It's beyond crypto, and it's cool. The response has been great. The emails have been fucking phenomenal. People have been contacting. It's really been cool to have conversations. Also, I already said G Markets. Gochstein.com comes out today. We got a lineup today. We got people coming on today. Okay, we got 3 people coming on today. Actually 4, if you want to include Landy. And speaking of Landy, he's actually late. He's actually late, but I'll bring him on. I'll be nice enough to bring him on. Good morning, Landy. Nice for you to join us today. Appreciate you coming through.
Well. How you doing, David? I wanted you to get through your intro, right? I didn't just want to jump in. I wanted to.
I couldn't get through.
Well, here, the show went up about 5 minutes late, and then I saw the 5-minute countdown. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hang on stage over here with my good friend Cade from Wolf Bitcoin for a little bit.
Who will join me today at 1:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Are you
still join the show?
For seriousness, this is an amazing turn of events. Well, actually, I am genuinely glad that you'll be talking to Cade. He's a great guy.
I don't think he's a great guy. I just needed to fill in a spot.
Oh, ouch. Well, you already know he's a great guy because I see you in the grease trap. I don't know if anyone knows this, but in Spaces,
you can't see me in the grease trap, bro. You can't see me in the grease trap, bro.
Space hosts can see you now. We can inspect the grease trap. We know you're there. We know
I'm never in the grease trap.
Nope. Never.
I stand on business, bitch.
Well, yeah,
bro, how do you guys deal with this is the first time I got hit with these kind of allergies, man. My left ear is done. I don't hear shit. I feel like I'm fucking Van Damme. I'm staring and like in Bloodsport, I can't see shit.
Wait.
I had to restart the show. I'm stuttering all over the fucking place because you know what it is? Like, your shit's I'm off balance right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I got rocked.
It takes some Claritin.
You know
it
what?
Works.
That's a good thing. I will order that. Actually, I'll drive out to go ahead and get that. Yeah,
it really does work. I was like one of those. So I'm a transplant from the northern areas of New York, otherwise known as the wilds of South Canada and upstate New York.
This is what did it to me. Going out to the fucking.
Guarantee it.
This is what I'm telling you. This I went up. I don't even know if that's New York. I went somewhere in New York, Canada. Okay. And
Well,
when I went up there, as I was, we were, you make that, you're climbing elevation, right?
yeah.
I'm like, bro, like I feel it. I like started to feel the pressure, and like I don't know. I think being there, I think fucking something went wrong, bro.
Well, I mean, you're an islander, right? You're from Long Island, all right?
Let's
So
hold on. Don't take the gangsters. Don't take my gangsterness away from me. Okay, I am born and raised in Brooklyn. Okay, Brooklyn, New York, born and raised. So do not go ahead and say, "Oh,
brother,
you're a Long Islander." Okay, because don't make me out here to be a pussy.
no. Look, you can't be because I know that you have been experimented on. You're part of the crew that had horrible experiments done to them on the tip of
What the
Long
fuck are you
Island.
talking about?
Brother, if you are anywhere near a military base, especially that particular military base, we know what happened to you, and I want to say that we're sorry, but the government's never actually going to give you reparations for what was done to you in the experiments that were performed. But what I can tell you is, as a transplant from South Canada, otherwise known as
Look at
Northern
that.
New York,
I gotta pop my fucking.
all the way to California,
Look at this. I don't even
completely.
chew gum. I don't even fucking chew gum.
Well, you haven't even chewed gum. That's
I'm j-
unopened.
No, but I got this one.
Oh, wait, that one's unopened too.
No, it's open. Trust me.
Oh,
it's
okay.
open.
Oh, okay. It
I
is
don't chew gum. And I'm here chewing gum to try to, when you're on the plane,
yeah,
chew
yeah.
gum.
You gotta pop your
That
ears.
shit
Yeah.
ain't working, bro. That shit ain't fucking not working, bro.
Well,
I think I
look,
got fluid in my ear, man. I don't know. I think I got fluid in my.
you
I need that
might end
nasal
up with an
spray.
ear infection. Honestly, seriously, that's actually what drove me to during this time of year when everything's out here it's dying, but
I
earlier
talked
in
to
the
you over
year,
the phone. What if you
boom.
gave me a fucking infection, bro?
Yeah. Well, it is well, they didn't say 6 feet, but but AT&T connects you together. So you do run the risk of, if you have severe allergies during this time of year, right? Or you went to New York City and you were just so allergic to Mamdani being mayor that you got sick. That you should go to the doctor, make sure you don't have an ear infection, but also take some Claritin because that should clear you up.
Can't that just go away on its own?
Typically, you will suffer through. A lot of
Yeah,
people
but it'll
don't
go away though,
realize, like,
right?
if you got severe allergies or you're going through it, it can be rough, like
Do you
having
know
the
what it
flu.
is? I don't fucking suffer from allergies, though. I will say I lose my voice. I do lose my voice in the beginning of spring, and once in a while I'll lose it in the beginning of fall, kind of thing. But it's not because I'm sick. I just lose it. Laryngitis hits.
That's allergies for sure then.
Yeah.
For sure, that's
And you know
seasonal
what it is like
allergy.
when you're in a really wooded green area,
Mhm.
like in Brooklyn in the boroughs, there's no green. Okay, there's floods.
No, you got fence zombies, you've got there's a
Yeah,
lot of other really nasty things around that you don't want, potentially to be infected by, right? I've heard that if they touch you, you turn into one, so you wanna be very, very careful.
it's nasty. It's
But
like walking STDs all over the place.
yeah, yeah, look, it's like hepatitis C everywhere. But if you get outside of your comfort zone, otherwise known as the island and then the boroughs, and you start actually getting into New York State proper, there's plants there that you have not experienced in a very long time,
Yeah,
right?
these are plants, all right. These are plants, bro. I'm telling you, man. And well, forget about Long Island. I've never experienced where I went to 7.5 hours away from home.
You're so
I've
far,
never
guys.
seen trees like this, man. Yo, I swear to God, I've never seen trees like this in my life. These trees were fucking. Yeah,
We've
these trees were like the size of the Empire State Building.
we've got some Zyrtec fans in the building as well, I see. So, yeah,
That's
Claritin
crazy.
or Zyrtec, try one of them. and one of them will likely work for you. And
I
look,
gotta get that.
then you can go to the wilds of New York, and you'll be okay. You'll be protected, right?
You know what? Fuck your birthplace, okay?
Yo,
I gotta
my
sit here on
birthplace
my
is
show,
only
hear a buzzing sound in my ear, okay? Now I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm losing my fucking hearing, which is fucking perfect. Honestly, I feel like I got fucking decked in my ear, bro.
Well, look, if you were hardened, if you were a true New Yorker, like those of us out of Buffalo, right? Where there is only the one and only New York football team, the only one that actually plays and practices in New York,
How
then
stupid are
you
you
could survive
motherfuckers?
anything.
Hold on.
Anything.
Can I talk about how stupid your fucking team is?
Is it about getting rid of coach?
No, who the fuck
Okay,
builds
wait.
a stadium in Buffalo? Still, you $4.2
open air
billion.
stadium?
You think you would have put a retractable roof on the motherfucker?
No, the point is to keep the elements.
No, you can go
want the
ahead.
snow.
You can always do that. When you have these superstorms that come through, you might want to go ahead and close the motherfucking roof.
Yeah, but the technical challenge is that if you do get one of those superstorms that come through, that roof could break very easily, and then there's no game.
Yeah, that's why with $4.2 billion, you better build a nice roof. Listen, let me tell you something. The ugliest ass fucking stadium there is MetLife Stadium. Okay, I'm a Giants fan, but I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know who the fuck designed that shit. Okay, it's probably one of you fucking stupid motherfuckers on fucking crypto. That is the ugliest ass stadium I've ever, like, literally. You imagine the World Cup is being hosted. The World Cup, what a major event, is being hosted in a shithole. And it's a brand new stadium and it looks like dog shit.
Send Solana to the MetLife.Sol address, and we're doing a raise to build a new stadium. Trust me, it'll be
they
much better.
honestly, you would think they would have built a fucking dope stadium in Jersey. Like, you would have, with all the land there, all the fucking woods also over there, you think they would have built something phenomenal. No, they fucking built a trash can or some shit. And they're still putting, like, if I'm the owner of the Giants, right? Or even the Jets. Nobody really cares about the Jets, but if I'm the owner of either of these teams, MetLife Stadium, I'm signing contracts with players that are getting paid $45 million a minute. And all these players are tearing their ACLs and their fucking Achilles. At some point, I'm like, you know what? I might want to win. I might want to go to the playoffs one day. Maybe I replace this turf, which all the players say, like, MetLife Stadium is the worst stadium to play in. So maybe I just put natural grass in the motherfucker. Okay? Maybe. Oh, but it might cost too much. Motherfuckers, you make billions of dollars. What are we talking about?
I don't understand that with the field situation there, especially, when the Jets picked up Aaron Rodgers and then immediately one game in, he's done.
That was crazy.
That was wild. And of course, that was against the Bills.
Yeah, that was fucking nuts, man. That was absolutely crazy. I felt bad. You don't have to like him, but that sucks. What a feeling, man.
It's awful. And he's not the only one that's gotten it there. There's a ton of players that have really, really had.
I'll name you all. Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Well, we get fucking Beckham. Like everybody has I mean, a lot of people have suffered
in that stadium specifically.
Yeah, like, it is a lot of visiting players. Like, nobody wants to play there. Like I said, it's a terrible. Listen, I'm a Giants fan. I got to call it for what it is. It's a terrible fucking stadium. I know I got 10 minutes or 11 minutes with you. So let's go through something. Okay, hold on. We might get banned on TikTok, but you know what? TikTok, I can't do nothing at this point, man. I can't be restricted on what I say, man. Yesterday I had to go ahead and log off because Jakey came on. It was a really good conversation.
Yep.
And I had to take it off because he's doing a particular thing which obviously would not be accepted here. But I think we could talk about Fauci and what's going on here today. I wanted to touch on that real quick instead of the markets because I think we're both interested in that. Fauci is pleading the fifth. Came in, read a whole thing about pleading the fifth. Every question that was asked of him, he plead the fifth. He was asked what color his shirt is. Fifth, fifth, fifth. Here's my only thing. Okay, whether you're Democrat or Republican, it doesn't matter. Forget about the party lines. Okay, forget about all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All of us stood home. All of us were restricted from living life. All of us were.
Yeah.
Every single one of us. Here's the guy who is leading the nation, and you could say the world, but particularly America, talking about COVID, talking about what we need to do. If you are here, and I know he got pardoned and all this stuff, here's my biggest thing. I know politicians will try to twist your words. People in general in life try to twist your words. Okay? I've had that done to me just a few days ago. People are twisting my words, trying to make me look bad to send their project. Okay? And I'm going to talk about that too. And I'm going to talk about it for the last time because I think it's so disingenuous. 100%. But let's stay on this. If you are in the right, if you believe that you did everything right, regardless of what they try to twist, Republicans or Democrats, speak your truth, right? Like if everything they're presenting is a lie, well, you can beat a lie, right, with facts. To plead the fifth tells me that something, one or two items, maybe one of the two items you don't feel comfortable talking about because they might be true. That's how I'm feeling. Maybe not all this tinfoil hat shit is true, but maybe some of it is. So I feel like that's a guilt of omission.
Well, you saw that his diary has been released, right?
Yeah.
It's very, very clear that he knew he was lying. It's very clear that he was incredibly self-absorbed as he became the center of attention around the world. It's very clear that he understood the facts. You know, there was a good there's an account, I'm sure you know who it is, Maze, who
Yeah.
he goes through and he like puts side by side clips of politicians and what they said. He put one up of, the question that was posed to Trump about the origins of the virus, right? Coming from the Wuhan lab, the Wuhan Institute of Virology. And Trump basically said, there's all evidence is pointing to it coming from that lab and not from a bat species. And then, of
Yeah.
course, Fauci, right after that, immediately saying, no, it was clearly from this. Well, now we know via his diary that he 100% knew that what he was talking about and saying and pitching to the world was false. It was all false. It was all um, in an effort to further his own personal goals, whatever that's connected to. Obviously, we all have very set opinions on what it was connected to and why, whether it be about get about the mRNA vaccines or whether it was about the election or both. Many are either going to have a very strong opinion for or against what it was about. But reality is he lied and he was pardoned because he lied. And I think that at this point, there needs to be a serious investigation into that pardon, right? It has been floated out there that that pardon might have been done via AutoPen. And therefore, if Biden was not aware or it did not approve of that particular, which would be tough to prove, by the way,
Yeah.
that he was not aware because they can AutoPen things, right? That's why there is an AutoPen. Now, Trump very famously has rejected the AutoPen, but it's something that we have to be paying attention to because I do think that it is a now I think that it's now been proven via his own admission through his own writings that he did perjure himself, that he was lying to not just the American people but the world, and that he was doing so in order to further the goals for whatever you think those goals are for. There's debate about it. Doesn't really matter. But in order to utilize public health and safety in that manner, that he caused an excess in deaths that could have been prevented or at least remediated in a different manner. Right? There's real
Yeah.
outcomes. I have family members myself personally that passed that we couldn't even go and see, right?
I
We
had
couldn't
my
even
dad
go
who
and
passed.
bury them. It
You
was
know,
it,
like I my dad passed, so
yeah, he need this guy needs to be in prison for perjuring himself in front of Congress, not once, but twice. He was doing testimony before Congress a few times. Now, obviously, everybody points to the one indication that where he was being grilled about the subject, but he needs to that this cannot stand. This is a grave injustice. Some people are running the numbers. You've got him up there with Mao in terms of deaths, right?
again, this is speculation.
Well, I'll make
See,
the
you know what?
accusation.
You
Come
know what
sue
sucks.
me.
This is how you have to. You got a social media platform. So like I hate that I had to say that, but like
Mhm.
at the end of the day, you have TikTok that does not allow for a conversation. It's a one sided conversation. This is where I'm like starting to say, you know what? Like TikTok is great, but it's only great if you want to go ahead and cook or
Oh, they
showcase your cooking skills.
they don't shut down the Candace Owens Clippers with all of her crazy accusations and conspiracy theories. Why would you shut any of this down? This is a real conversation about real. Oh, that's why they want to shut it down. Oh, wait a minute, because it actually touches on the heart of an issue. So therefore, don't let people listen to it. Don't let people
Exactly.
hear it. And this is still a massive problem. This problem, we think that just because Elon moved the needle by buying X and allowing for a much wider measure of free speech about sensitive topics, that all of a sudden everything's all good and again and we're back to no. We'd still get censored for just having conversations about sensitive subjects across all of social media, even YouTube still, even though they've lifted, if you say the C word and the algorithm detects that you're talking about it in a certain way, people have still, getting deplatformed from YouTube even now. So, and it should not be that way, right? Whether you agree or disagree really doesn't matter. Um, and it's unfortunate because it does, and in this case, in particular, it drives at an issue that does have implications for not just China but the United States, because this was funded via the United States through a Chinese
Which
institute.
is crazy. It's wild. It's just absolutely wild. I'm
It is.
expecting us to get fucking flagged on. You know what? But I'm gonna talk my shit. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, man, you can't shut people's mouths. Okay, so guys, if we do get shut down on TikTok, you can go ahead and go right to YouTube or go to X and go ahead and watch. Getter, to Truth Social, Rumble. I'm not going to play these games where we tiptoe around certain subjects. We got a minute left here, Landy. Tonight you go live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to go ahead and break down the markets. What are you seeing in the markets right now?
For cryptocurrencies, kind of in no man's land, like yesterday, it really hasn't changed that much. I think what's more interesting now as we run into the rate decision a little bit later today, I do think that we're going to see some lower term time frame volatility around the event. And then I suspect that we will see a direction picked either to the upside or downside. Um, Post event in earnest. One of the bigger things that I would be paying close attention to, for those of you that are in crypto and crypto only, you should pay attention to what's going on in the stock market, because it's been a big consolidation by the highs. So if it does drop, we might be looking for that kind of, you know, August timeframe correction to get started. Not a guarantee to happen right here, right now, but I would be just keeping a close eye on it for the S&P, NASDAQ, and Dow. Um, it is going to be interesting because we did see a really, really big bounce off of a key level for me that I shared on the timeline and also in Monday's Macro Monday video for oil. We basically hit directly and closed directly on one of the areas that I was talking about at 79 to 80 bucks after kind of dipping in for some liquidity. And then we got a really aggressive bounce up to 84, 85 bucks a barrel. So I would be keeping a close eye on that as it relates to where the market position is for traditional markets. It is important to understand where traditional markets are, because if they're going to dump off, even if you're not looking for a giant move down in the crypto markets, you want to look for relative strength when things do start to, get to extremes.
Landy, I appreciate you. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune into the market update with Landy. I'm only laughing because of the remarks that like the puppet's mouth is moving. So
Yep.
I'm just like watching, and everybody's like from TikTok here. But I appreciate you. We'll talk more today.
I'm gonna hang in the
talk more
green room.
today.
I'm gonna be here listening. I'm
Of
gonna
course,
be.
I know you motherfuckers. You're gonna be sitting in the green room.
I'm
But
gonna
we'll
sit
be
in the
back
green
with
room.
we'll be back with a guest right now, right after the commercial break. Hopefully, I'll be able to hear them. Fucking allergies from fucking upstate / Canada. Fucking can't stand you, motherfuckers. I swear to God. Love you, Landy.
Much love, brother.
That's Landy. Tune into his shows. Does a great job. We'll be back right after this commercial break.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we build Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome back. Welcome back. That's right. Welcome back to the breakdown episode 757. That's right. Me and Landy were talking about, I don't know, what the fuck were we talking about? I couldn't hear. I'm kidding. Yo, these allergies are something special, bro. I got to tell you. These allergies, man. These allergies, bro, are really special. But we have a guest on here today. I'm happy that they can jump on. We had somebody that had to go ahead and switch their schedule. I'll air them out right now. I'm not gonna air them out. They really had a skit, and I'm like, had the people in the back. They're trying to book people up. And we were happy that Adam McBride could go ahead and come on here. I wanted to talk to him about the things that they've been doing with their company. Adam, what's going on?
What's up, man? Do you got me okay?
I hear you. I
All
just
right,
want you
cool.
on the. Can I get you on the screen? Let me get you on the screen, Adam.
I'm here, bro. I can see myself. I don't know if you guys can see me.
Go over here. Go to the left. Let's see. There you go. There you go, Adam. We got
All
you,
right,
Adam. Thank you very much for making some time to come on to the show. How's everything going on your side?
We first connected a while back when a couple of our migration products popped up for you, and you were like, "Hey, man, can you come on then?" And you were busy or whatever. It didn't happen, but happy to get on now and chat about what we're up to.
Obviously, I saw what you guys did with Bobo, which was really cool. Had an ETH project go from Ethereum, obviously, onto Solana. Was that your first attempt of something going from?
We actually started Migrate Fund back in July of last year. So it's been over a year now. We did it for our own token, believe it or not. We basically built out the migration platform to migrate what was an AI token. We wanted to rebrand it and do all sorts of things new with it. And so we built out that infrastructure for our own token. And once we did that, we had so many reach outs, it's insane. And now we've talked to over 500 teams. We've migrated close to 100 projects. Bobo was the first one that went cross chain. Most of the others have been internal on Solana. So moving from, one launch pad to another. Everybody's kind of moving to Pump right now. But we're a cross-chain company. We've been building cross-chain applications since 2016. Our founder basically invented the idea of vaults. So that's where we get our name. And so, yeah, doing cross-chain stuff is kind of in our nature. And so, yeah, it's been a natural fit for us. And obviously, Migrate Fund's been a fantastic product for us. Very excited about it. And it's only going to continue. We've been reached out by a bunch of Robinhood teams about either moving launch pads or even moving, people want to move to Robinhood because it's the new hot chain right now, but those are in process now. But yeah, we may have some fun stuff there down the line.
Oh, so and that I wanted to ask you about that question, and I'm happy that you dove into it. So you have a bunch of projects that are now. So let me figure this out. How many projects do you have that are trying to get off of Ethereum and get onto Solana? But let's start.
I'm not going to talk about private conversations.
Numbers. Don't give me names, just hypotheticals.
Yeah, let's just say, we've moved 2 cross-chain projects. We moved Bobo first. They were first through the door. And I give the Bobo team a bunch of credit because it's terrifying to be first through the door. And they got bloodied for it. But they also ripped, right? They went, 10x higher. Uwu was the second. They actually moved from their own blockchain. They were like a Cosmo chain. So it was a very, very complicated migration for them. But they ripped, right? They were like 700K when they migrated and ripped to 50 or 60 million. Right. Wow. So there's a couple things about migrations which are great. One is that it's a kind of reunification of the community. They had a very diffuse community, which were not activated because it'd been years, right? And that migration, when the tokens migrate and we sell into the old pool and that giant 90%, 99% red candle happens, bro, everybody wakes up. Everybody's like, man, the Uwu team rugged, right? And it's like, no, we didn't rug. You can still migrate. And that's why we've developed this system that gives this additional 90 days for people to, migrate late or late claim at a small penalty. And for Uwu, it was huge. Just completely reactivated what is a very large community. It was like, holy cow. And I got some new tokens. Let's go round 2, right? So it's this amazing opportunity for projects to kind of get a second go. And we've seen it with Michi, we've seen it with Bobo, Uwu, obviously, but a lot of these teams, it's the second life, as well as part of the beauty of it is tokens that don't migrate, those actually after the 90-day claim window go back to the team. So for a lot of teams, that gives them a little bit of a team treasury and stuff. The platform average is about 20% tokens go back to the team. So it can be transformative because a lot of teams, them as well as I do, a lot of teams have zero supply, right? Yeah. And so it's a fresh chart, fresh start, as well as maybe a little bit of token supply, which is nice for teams.
I think that is the case. I think token supply, treasury, and also obviously, I'm sure a lot of people are crossing over to Pump.fund because of the creator fees.
Totally.
Because that's a big thing. Because a lot of projects that have been on Ethereum haven't earned that. So you have somebody who's building out for years and years and years. The dev is not making anything. The dev team has nothing,
100%.
and they somehow have to market. Somehow have to, brand this thing that they created, but they have no money to do so. And if they have to get money, they have to sell tokens, and then everybody's mad because they're looking at the charts and like what the team's dump. This, I think, obviously the biggest thing has been creator rewards.
Totally. Totally. Basically, when we first did our first migration, actually most of the teams wanted to go to Bonk, because if you recall back then, that was like August of last year. Yeah. Bonk offered like a creator reward program, and so we had like 20 AI teams that moved to Bonk, and like the migrations. I give our team credit. Like, it forced these platforms to be more aggressive with their reward mechanisms, and shortly after, Pump came out with theirs. And it crushed, man. And it's funny because when we first started it, we thought everybody would just go to their own pools where you own the LP, but has not been the case. 95% of teams choose to actually go to a launch pad because they want that liquidity, the attention. Everybody wants Alon to tweet. I keep saying, man, bro, no, he's never going to tweet your stuff. But the community around Pump obviously is massive. The liquidity's there, the attention's there. And if you rip on Pump, you're going to get some support. You're going to get tweets from, community members over there. So yeah, most teams are looking to go it's an attention game. They're just looking to go where the attention is.
You said now you've had inquiries where people have said, okay, maybe I'm leaving Solana, or maybe I'm leaving ETH the later, and I want to go to Robinhood.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, well, people are leaving to Solana because Solana has done a really good job taking the mind share when it comes to the meme economy.
Totally.
Right? Mind share, Solana's done a phenomenal job. Here comes Robinhood, the behemoth, institutional player behemoth.
Vlad,
right? Vlad. Robinhood Crypto comes out with their, they come out with their chain. Everybody runs there, Everybody's thinking GME, AMC, 10, all these things are coming out. And I've said this, Robinhood is Ethereum might luck out because Robinhood might save them. From a standpoint of Robinhood, now Base is awake. Holy shit, Robinhood's in play. These two might be able to go ahead and bring back Ethereum, even though Ethereum still doesn't want to acknowledge memes or anything, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Even though the meme economy and memes in general are way more relatable than anything else that's out there, respectfully, I say. I love projects. I'm in utilities, but at the end of the day, people do come in for the memes. Then they go to the tech, and then they go in and invest. Yeah. But you said Robinhood. How many of these teams tell me this one. How many teams that did the migrate now are sitting on, let's say, Solana and Pump, and now
ready to go to Robinhood?
Hey guys, man.
No, actually, it's more. I'll just give you a little peek behind. It's more of teams within Robinhood who are already who launched in Robinhood. I'm not going to name the launch pads. But they're looking to move launch pads, believe it or not, within Robinhood. That's the majority of teams.
Okay,
is within Robinhood. But we'll see. I mean, the beauty of it is now. I mean, obviously, migrations have been going on for more than a decade. But usually it was a trust me, bro situation, right? It was a dev of a project. Send me your tokens. Hopefully I don't rug for you. And hopefully I'll airdrop you back these tokens. What we've built is a protocol with a trusted on-chain execution layer where you know exactly what's going to happen. You know the tokens are going to get collected. You know they're going to get sold into the old LP. And you know that these new tokens are going to get launched, right? So it's just a new method. And, so we've had to build out those standards, which we think, this has been like a year of processes, and we've changed some stuff. We've only had really one team rug out of 100, which is, knock on wood, pretty amazing. And by rug, what I mean was everybody claimed their tokens. They had 90 days to sell or whatever. the devs got that 25% of their supply back or whatever was left over at that end of the 90-day claim window. And then just that 1 minute later sold the entire supply.
Goodbye.
I consider that a rug, but
Yeah.
we've been very fortunate. I mean, for most teams, this is like, you know, they're
That's a hell of
working
a
on
record. That's a hell of a stat.
yeah. Yeah. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I mean, to your point about like memes and stuff, and obviously memes kind of drive the attention economy of crypto. But I do think we're moving into this more of like, it's time for crypto to prove itself utility wise. And I think we're there. We're in the middle of that. We actually, I mean, our company is a larger company. We have our Vault ecosystem, right? We're the largest NFT bridge in the industry. We're the largest migration platform. We did just launch our build product about a month ago. I don't know if you've seen that, which basically lets you vibe code native crypto apps, right? So we have about 200 builders right now on the platform. That's emblemvault.ai. And I think what we're getting into now, I mean, I'm just seeing it happen in live in real time, is this ability to build apps that use crypto natively, right?
Yeah.
And if you think about all the other kind of, 21 and even through meme coin cycle, and obviously way before that as well, there were just no great apps. It's just very, very few. And the great apps literally were billion-dollar companies. Okay, it's Pump, it's DeFi, these apps that actually hit are literally billion-dollar companies. I think what we're going to see over the next year with products like ours, where teams can build fast and quick, not only monkeys like me who can just vibe code an app, but like devs who use our service to just rapidly deploy apps in crypto. I think we're going to see an explosion of apps. And we've just launched our Launchpad literally yesterday, so this is good timing, that allow you to tie tokens to your apps.
Break news.
Well as what's coming up in the future is basically trade the apps themselves. So the apps themselves literally become businesses that are tradable. You can buy and sell them. We think this is just an incredible opportunity for people. And we're super excited because we're just in a very unique place where we have, what you would call a skill, right? In vibe coding. Yeah. We've built these up over the last decade in our company and are just in a unique place to do this where people can literally vibe code across 7 blockchains right now using emblemvault.ai. So super excited about the next 6 months. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll all be replaced by AI in a year. But until then, bro, there's some opportunities here. I'm super excited about to see what
I don't think we'll be replaced by AI. Because I have AI
I'm
agents. I know, no. But like that is the theme, right? And I have like a bunch of computers that are running AI agents and stuff like that. A lot of people have got in when there was massive hype. They left. They're selling the iMac minis. They're done. How everybody raced out to Apple and got that. But I said the 1% would stay. Like those who learn the prompts and those who understand how to vibe code, they'll be interested. They can see that they cut. Listen, I've given myself some real time with AI agents running things for me. Like it's saving me time on certain, day-to-day things. So I think something that you just touched on, applications in crypto have been dog shit. That is absolutely 100%. It's something that I've stated for years now. I've been here a very long time, and I've watched our biggest problem, our biggest Achilles heel has been actually creating applications. So if we get some serious people that have, and they can be first to market because there's nothing, like it's an open market to, look, we have a problem with bridging, right? We saw what happened with Midnight, on-chain. It has nothing to do with Midnight Network. It has everything to do with the bridge. So like I'm just pointing out one thing. We have things that we can go ahead and create to solve these issues. Hopefully we get in maniacs or people that are super driven to sort these problems out. So like what you guys have, I remember you sending it to me saying, hey, you want to go ahead and test this out?
Yeah.
That's some dope shit, and people should take that on. Look, we're still young.
Dude,
this space,
it's hard to believe, but it really is.
Right? And I'm saying like you don't have to know code. You can be a content creator, you can bring value. But when you have this kind of opportunity, you have something and there is something to go ahead and, fix up, go do it. especially when you have a platform that's offering it.
Bro, I tell you, we're moving past the idea of devs. I put my money on entrepreneurs and creatives at this point, because the reality is a smooth brain like me, trust me, I'm as smooth brain as they come. Bro, I built like 10 apps over the last 2 months.
That's dope.
And some of them had literally thousands of users. I built a freaking exchange, you know, and had literally thousands of trades happening on that exchange. Impossible even 6 months ago, right? But the LLMs have gotten so good. Basically, we're a wrapper on top of Claude, right? We're a harness, a crypto harness. They're so damn good. It's made our team 10x faster because we're using our own platform to build out stuff within our own ecosystem. I mean, it's insane. I can't even tell you the thing we're working on, but you'll hear about it later this week on the timeline. It's going to happen. It's a cross-chain product with a very big thing happening in crypto. And bro, we built that in 2 days. That would have taken us 3 months before. We built it in 2 days. It's just like that. And so the ability of entrepreneurs to have an idea, have a clear idea, a vision of where they want to go, and then get with, you know, our Emblem Build product. It's crypto native. It's hooked up all the wallets. Everything works out of the box. And you just describe what you want, and then you just keep asking questions till you get what you want. Bro, it's incredible. And I just think that, you know, if you're an entrepreneur out there and you've struggled because you've never had the time, or basically you've never had the money to hire dev teams in crypto, which all of this would have been very expensive even 6 months ago, impossible even a year ago. You can do it now. Like you don't need the full dev team. I mean, it's better to have the devs. Obviously, our devs are 20x more, can put out 20x more stuff now than they could even 6 months ago. It's better to have the devs, but you don't need the devs. Certainly not to get that first version out. See if you get any traction. And now it's just about, hey, can you get traction? Can you market? Can you get people interested? Is your idea interesting? And I encourage people to start, man. It can start with something stupid like a game. We've had thousands of games built. Thousands. We had a meme coin, like, as I said, our launch pad went off yesterday. One of our meme coins ran down, I don't know, 400K, whatever. Bro, I built a game for it. It was a stupid horse meme. I built a horse racing game in literally like an hour. I just gave it to our community today. They're tweeting it out and stuff. People are playing it. You can do PvP. I could have layered in tokenomics, and I could have done all that stuff. Give me another hour, it would have had like tokenomics to it. You know what I mean? And so this sort of creativity is just ready to explode. And I'm trying to encourage people to do it because, you know, the robots are coming, and the time for us as humans to take advantage of it, like, it's now, man. You know, so I'm just encouraging people. If anybody wants to try it, I'm giving away max plans. Just DM me. I'm giving away max plans, give you a month for free. Just go crazy, man. So yeah, we're fully vesting our company on this because I just think it's like there's a window here of people to build the next great crypto native app. And bro, if you hit in crypto, you know the way it is, man. If you hit in crypto, you're a deca millionaire. It's not like, oh, I made $500,000. No, you're a deca millionaire, right? So start building people.
Let's go. See, I told you guys. I'm telling you, first to market. Anybody, bro. I don't know how many times I got to say this, man.
Bro, we had a guy build a market maker for his own meme coin project. It's making money on exchanges, basically making his own market. He built it out. Like, and he's not even a dev. Bro, that's why I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like, where's the good market maker? You still have to hire a human to be a market maker. I'm like, bro, you got to sell this thing. He's like, I don't want to, man. I don't want to take the risk because he done the security and all that. He's not, you know, but he's making like a couple grand a month just on his own market making. You know?
Well, there are people that are lazy and, you know, they won't do shit, even though it's like right in front of them. You imagine, I'm thinking back a decade where we didn't have none of this shit.
None.
At our disposal. And here you are. That's why I say a lot of people are here, instant gratification, lazy as hell. If we had this back in the day, are you kidding me? Are you fucking...
I know I wouldn't be talking to you right now, bro. Exactly. I'd be retired on my island, bro.
Adam, I appreciate you. I appreciate your entire team. Guys, I tagged Adam in on X, so you can go ahead and follow him there. I'll go ahead and after the show, I'll put out the company as well. Check them out. They're a really good team. Professional, I'll say this. And what I mean by this, I saw what happened with Boba. I'm just using Boba as an example I saw the way professionals work. And that's hard to say in crypto. I saw how a professional team took something from one chain, went to another, answered questions when people had them. That's what you're looking for. So God bless you, Adam.
Appreciate you.
I hope that you guys continue to win. I hope you bring on people that turn into devs that solve problems. And obviously, shout out to you guys and your company that continues to work. And I hope you guys absolutely thrive.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you.
Have you on next time.
Later.
Thanks, Adam. I'll go ahead and put all of Adam's stuff on there and his team stuff on there. Listen, I remember how professional they were when the migration happened with Bobo. Bobo went from Ethereum to Solana. Bobo had to move from Ethereum. At first, I was like, man, why are we leaving this? Why are we leaving Ethereum? I'm an ETH maxi. I'm like, why are we leaving? And then I understood. There's tokenomics at play. Rex building something. He ain't imagine being a builder. There are other builders, but they're building on Solana. They're getting rewarded. They got a treasury. And here you are, Rex. You're tied. Your money's coming out of your own pocket. People are profiting. You're not. You're getting fudded all the time for no reason. It's like, yo, Ethereum is not supporting any memes. They're not supporting culture. So it's like, fuck this, I'm out. And then you have a team like this that knew how to take something from Ethereum and move it to Solana. And I think it's within a couple of days, the migration will be done for Bobo, and we shall see what happens. You know, I expect that Bobo, if we're gonna have this OG meme run, then you cannot go ahead and say OG memes without mentioning Bobo. So there you go. We'll be right back after this commercial break. We'll be joined by Cade. This guy Cade from Wolf Finance, aka Wolf. I think he runs Wolf Bitcoin, and then they have these spaces with a lot of intelligent people that come in and they talk about Bitcoin. So we'll go ahead and we'll chop it up with Cade. Even though Landy has said a lot of bad things about him, we'll go ahead and chop it up with him and see. You know, we'll see what's up. I don't think it's fair that Landy talks so much shit about Cade when he's on the program, saying that he smells like an onion because he met him in real life. And I was like, that is disrespectful. Like, that is absolutely crazy. Because when I see Cade out here, he's doing his thing. I feel like he's working 3 jobs at once. I know that feeling. We'll be right back after this commercial break, man. Trust me, I know that feeling.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
I'm back, I know. The most electrifying. I was going to do it, but I felt something with my ear. Shout out to everybody tuning into the show. Good for you guys. You get to learn something for free. Lucky I don't charge your asses. Okay? Lucky. Shout out to everybody tuning. TikTok still has us up. I am absolutely blown away that we're still on TikTok after Landy and me had a conversation about Fauci. I'm fucking blown away. By the way, I am getting destroyed on Threads. I went ahead and made a tweet on Threads. It is over, bro. The liberals are on me. But our next guest, we'll go live here. We go live. You know, we were supposed to have somebody come on at 12:45 p.m. and she couldn't make it. And she's always come on the show. She'll be on next week. But I was like, you know what? I really want to talk to Cade. Let me bring Cade on. So let me bring him on. Cade, what's up, man? Like, yo, so are the rumors true about all these things that Landy says about you? Are these things factual or what's happening here, man? Like, I don't even, we haven't even talked, really talked one-on-one like this. And I'm defending you out here in these streets.
Thank you. Well, I was told that you had been defending me in the stream, so I do appreciate it. And I mean, you're getting hounded. I see bits of wealth is in the chat. It's good to see everybody here. Dave, well, first off, thank you for having me on the show. Amazing show, by the way. I tweeted about it yesterday. I was like, it's one of the only daily shows that's been consistent, actually high production, like super high production. It's actually fun to watch. And I'm like, there's so few of those crypto channels, so I'm super stoked to be here.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, totally, dude. But oh my God, the Bitcoin puppet, the amount of lore on the spaces, man. Oh my God. I joined one of yours. I joined the meme space the other day. It was like super late at night. It's like, I was so exhausted. Landy shot me a message and I was like, okay, I got to talk to the guy. At some point, maybe we'll even do some kind of podcast or longer form piece, because I'd love to find out more about your background too. We're both hosts, so that's like the problem, is like when two hosts meet. But dude, all the rumors were true. You know, I bought Steve his first yacht, and then I lost all my money in a boating accident. That boating accident on that yacht, I lost all of it, and I was like, "Good Lord!" So I had to restart. I'm back at zero. But those stories, the ones from the OGs, these are all true. So,
all right, Wolf Financial. It's a really good platform, consistent spaces, got great guests that come on. You got great hosts. They break down. You know, they're not just breaking down. I guess when I saw Wolf Financial pop off, they were breaking down crypto, and then slowly, I guess, expanded into, you know, not just crypto, the traditional markets as well. So that's been cool to watch. You know, you always root, especially in media, you root for everybody because it's tough. It's not easy. And you got people that are like, I hope you win, but I hope you don't, kind of thing.
Yeah, literally.
Listen. Kind of like, if we all win, it's a good thing. You know, it's healthy competition. It's great. You just want to see the next, you know, the struggle. Mm-hmm. I've seen it grow. Now you're running Wolf Bitcoin, right? How did that come about? What the separation?
Yeah. So I'll just give you like the quick and skinny rundown. So Wolf Financial, originally was actually the Blue Wolf. It was traditional markets, just general markets in general. Basically the traditional markets was the main one. The guy who started, his name was Gav. He's the CEO. And that was originally when I started it. Like X Spaces really just started popping off. He was like one of the first ones to jump on, maybe the first, right when Spaces took off. And so he was just kind of trying to bring a retail crowd in. So originally the idea was literally just to have a show that was kind of like a Fox Business or a CNBC, but something that's a bit more down to earth, you know, normal people coming on, not just like these big figureheads who come on and say all sorts of stuff. And then they get clipped. And then now you're in the David show, you know, with David doing this. While they say things and there's 500 retweets and the video goes viral with Sailor or something. But no, it's cutthroat game. But yeah, so he started that. He was building the spaces, did that for like 3-4 years, really took over like the traditional markets. And then I thought during that point, I was doing full-time on YouTube in the crypto NFT world. I had just graduated college. My degree was apparently useless. It was in public health, and I thought that was going to be good, and it wasn't. So COVID happened. I was supposed to get a job somewhere else. I didn't. I ended up just saying, I gotta figure out YouTube. I need to figure out finances. I'm not good with money, so I need to figure that out. What is this investing thing? Eventually, you know, landed in the casino of NFTs and crypto. So I just started making educational content. So I was like, I don't want to go to jail, but this is an area that seems like a ton of money and buzz. So like if there's any way to streamline my success in media, because that's what I've done my whole life, I was like, this could be it. And so I just did that for a few years on my own style. And then I got a call from Gav a couple years ago, and he was like, yo, we're looking to branch into the crypto world. We have a ton of business. I literally just don't have the time. We're hosting 40 hours a week kind of thing. I need someone who's ready to give up their entire life, literally have no life at all. You can't miss a single meeting. You can't miss a single call. You have to be early to everything, blah, blah, blah. And I remember like getting on the phone. I was just like, man, this is like a huge opportunity. I'm like, am I even ready to take on something like this? And I pretty much just prayed to God. I was like, well, this will be that thing that turns me into the guy that needs to be ready for life. Because right now I don't have the self-discipline. So that's just the quick and skinny version of what happened there. But yeah.
So now you run Wolf Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think your platform, and not saying that it's not doing well, but do you think it could do even better if X Spaces would get their shit together and really put in, really elevated? Because I go on Spaces, right? And I feel like almost like sometimes Clubhouse might be a little bit better than Spaces or X Spaces.
You started on Clubhouse, right? Like I think
I was on Clubhouse. Yeah.
Okay.
I got I was one of the first people to host Spaces on X Spaces because they put us in the beta program. Hey, we'd like for you to open up space. Only a few can open them. It's great. And I remember my phone heating up and burning. Right? You had to you needed 9 phones and stuff, and then the Spaces would glitch out. You're not in this space, but you're in this space. I'm not saying it didn't get better. I'm saying with the way you run your programs, you can even take it to the next level if more options were implemented. Am I right or wrong? You can tell. You can push back on me.
Yeah, that's interesting. So we in the Wolf network in the past year, it's been cool. Like we were Wolf Web3 for a while, then Wolf Crypto, then Wolf Bitcoin. It became like an internal joke because we kept rebranding and we were trying to figure out like where we stood. I was trying to figure out where I stood in the crypto world. I'm like 98% into the Bitcoin world. I love the memes, but now after a few years, I'm starting to understand why everyone says just allocate 1%, because if you don't, you actually can't sustainably like do that. You'll always be like the crypto basement guy if you try and attack life with like 80% of your portfolio. Means it just doesn't make any sense. If you're trying to provide for a family and you got to save and like life is happening, so it's tough. We work with a lot of people who try and figure out what is the growth metric that grows these accounts. I don't think it's Spaces. Like I think Spaces does really help. It is a really good way to join. I don't know if you're a host, if it's the fastest. I think if you're a great speaker on Spaces, you can cook. So like on some level, like if you're the host, obviously, if you're, on the business side, you're the host, like kind of like you guys work with sponsors, the media side of it, and you bring people on. I'm sure some are sponsors, some are just normal people. And then, but people who are really, really excellent speakers on Spaces, those guys grow so fast. So I think if you're a speaker on Spaces, co-host, it's super, super killer. I think tons of opportunities grow that way. If you're one of the people speaking, if you're just farming on Spaces, you can grow some. If you're hosting, you'll grow some for sure. If you're a host who speaks a lot, you'll probably do really well. It's like, like Fred Krueger. And there are a bunch of Spaces issues and things like that. It's really annoying, honestly. It probably would help like 10 or 20%. I don't think it'd be like game changing. I think posts do really well. And I think that grows your pages. And I think the live stream probably does really well for you as well.
How far can you grow doing Spaces?
Yeah.
Like where's the ceiling on Spaces where then you have to say, you know what, I got to put my face out here? I kind of know the answer, but I'm going to ask you. Like I know because I
you might know the exact number actually, because we've done like we have Wolf Trading, we have Wolf Financial, which is like the traditional market side that does the financial content, and I really haven't seen them get past like the 1,500 mark. Even you'll get the biggest show of all time, you maybe get 3,000 people, and it's hard to know how many of them are bots. It's hard to know if they're all legitimate kind of thing. Oh no, is this webcam gonna do that thing where it moves with my head? Great. All right, hold on 1 sec. Okay. And so
you're good. You're good.
There we go. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's just do it. All right. We should be fine. Where was I at? So with the Spaces. So yeah, so we were at the 1,500, 1,700 mark. I don't know how it gets better than that, to be honest. With our Wolf Bitcoin, we've had, the Spaces that get up to 1,000, 1,200, and some of our biggest macro Spaces can maybe get up to 2,000 on like probably our best day ever. So it's a little tough. It might be around that mark. I've seen Spaces with like numbers I know aren't real, and so it's tough because the only numbers I can trust are Wolf's, and so I think it's around that mark. Honestly, it's tough to grow. I don't see that many more people. I mean, have you seen many Spaces with actual audiences more than 2,000-3,000 on Spaces?
Well, when I used to do Spaces in the beginning, I used to have 30,000 people, no bots.
Wait, the first couple years, or the first year, or what was it?
Yeah, like
Oh,
Dogecoin
smokes.
space, 30,000, 40,000 people, 20,000 people, 3,000 people is average.
Yeah.
Now it's like, listen, now you look, it's like 200, 300. It's so, to me, I feel like the key for X spaces would be let the legitimate companies run spaces, let them open spaces like you, let Wolf Bitcoin open a space. We don't need every animal opening up a space. That's like saying, you know what? To me, when I look at it, it's like Sirius XM says, "Hey, anybody can go ahead and start a radio show." People don't know where to go, so it's like, to me, it's like, let the professionals run the spaces. You'll see the audience go from 300, 400, 500 to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. You want that. And when people say, well, it's healthy competition, no. You have people opening up a room, 6 people go in it. Like you're saturating and you're taking away attention from good shows, which hurts. It actually hurts X's product.
Yeah, I could see from like an internal business side, that probably makes exact sense. I imagine you'd have to figure out something for because I think they're, just from a user standpoint, I think they want the ability to, like, they're always going to want the ability to. There probably should be a way where you can have that. Like, I like that people have the option to open a space whenever they want. I get what you're saying though. Like, I guess from the back end side, like if there's a way to boost certain shows, and I think they've tried to do that maybe. The problem is, like, you can game the system by botting it so you get to the front, and then you're at the front as soon as everybody opens the space. There's got to be an in between. I mean, I like that people can open it though.
No, my thing, and it's nothing. It's kind of like what I think about the verification check, Mark. Right?
Okay. Oh,
I was legacy verified, right?
Yeah.
Because I had to work for it, right? You put in the working, the time to get noticed, right? You're putting in the work and the time to get noticed. Hey, we present quality. We got hosts that present quality and value. You can come here and learn why Bitcoin is important, macro, whatever it is. Like that is something that takes years to perfect. And even till this day, you're trying to perfect it, right?
Yeah.
Now, Bits is mad at me because Bits, he wants to open up multiple spaces about all types of things, toupees, wigs,
Wait. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can read the chat right there.
He's like, it's not about space control. It has nothing to do with that. It's about stop giving out participation awards to everybody. Like, yeah, like Elon wants people to pay $30 or $40 a month, whatever it is, for a check mark. Great. Have a verification. You don't need a check mark. I think that that's the only thing that I have a problem with, is that, again, work your way to opening up a show. Or work your way to be able to open up a space. A person who just joins and has 0 followers shouldn't be opening up a space. And how many Bitcoin spaces do we need, right? Like, I want to tune into this. In my head, if I was in the products department, like, think about it. I'm driving in my car because I kind of I would want to turn on spaces as my Sirius XM when it comes to crypto, right? So if I want to listen to a Bitcoin show, hey, let me turn on Wolf Bitcoin, hypothetically speaking. But if there's 19 other shows, why don't you bring those 19 other, like, however many people are in those goddamn spaces, bring them into the Wolf Bitcoin show slotted at 2 p.m. Have everybody indulge into the conversation. This is not, by the way, they're going to think this is socialism. Oh my God. No, I'm just saying this is the right way to build a product.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. From that perspective, yeah, I'm fully with you there. I think something like that, some type of way, either work.
And it allows you to build your brand and be more profitable. That's really. And then, hey, if Bits, talking shit in the comments, wants to then go ahead and build his own brand, great.
Yeah.
Start off on stages, start off as being a guest, and then get your own show as if this is Sirius satellite radio. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm thinking outside the box so everybody can win. So we can get away from the bullshit, right? The unnecessary bandwidth being put out there, and we can focus, and people actually can learn when they come into the space and learn about crypto the right way with professionals at the helm.
Yeah. Or there could be another one too, where like if you, depending on how often you join a space, if it racks up, it's like, hey, you've joined 480 minutes of this space this week. Do you want? They just started a new space. Do you want it? That'd be nice if they got notified based on the spaces they're interested in, something like that. And I bet that's something you could add in. I don't really know. I'm not a back end person, but I think that would be great. That would be great.
I'm advocating for those who actually put in the work, the time, meetings. Like a lot of these people, like this show, I have to. There's meetings and there's calls and there's conference. Like this is not me just, hey, let me turn on the fucking mic. Okay? Let me turn on the motherfucking mic and just like talk about things. Like, no.
That's funny.
All right.
See, Landy's in the chat too. So funny.
Fuck, Landy's in the green room. He's like, I'm not leaving. I'm here the whole time.
Dude, this guy. I see him typing now. It's so funny.
Cade, when you look at your audience now, from the beginning to now, what's been the biggest glow up that you've seen?
We were just speaking from like not like a place of it'd be like almost like a dad speaking with pride type of feel, even though everyone's like older than me and more experienced than me. So it sounds weird saying it probably, but it's been great because like we've been super early to like so many of the calls is ridiculous. Like the spaces we were doing early on with Tony the Bull, we were doing a lot of Bitcoin versus gold, and we got into some macro discussions before. I mean, these macro discussions were always happening, but at least in our spaces, these were like developing topics. I was still trying to figure out my way into the markets. I was trying to figure out Bitcoin still. So honestly, probably my personal growth has been one of the bigger factors because that's sort of dictated the channel direction. We started to move away from Bitcoin maxi style spaces because I started to see some things that were making sense with price action. And I was like, hold on, I thought you guys said there was a limited supply. This thing was supposed to go up forever. I thought all these things, and I'm like, hold on, maybe there's other things that dictate price. So in our trading spaces, we really started to lean to TA. So our biggest win is probably leaning into TA. And when we had to make a pivot into Wolf Bitcoin, a few of our traders were pretty nervous because they're like, hey, what does that mean? Like you're choosing, is this maxi? Like, are we getting cut? Are we cut? Like, what does that mean? Like we no more trading spaces? And I was like, no, like I love Bitcoin, but like, no, I mean, these guys are probably going to be wrong. Like, I don't know. None of this makes any sense. We've been on point every single week. When the big flush out in October happened, we were watching that level forever. Landy was talking about, hey, there's something, pay attention to these levels. We kind of known it was going to cascade like that. But there's so many times where we're like, dude, we've been talking about this for like 8 months. We've done a show with North Star for 2 years straight, basically on Wednesdays. And we talk about oil, we talk about gold, silver, all the metals and stuff way before it started to really pick up. And then, they start to moon and people start coming on, they're experts about it. So I guess it's probably been, it's being early because honestly, because the analysts, they've just been able to see them on the charts before they happen in the news.
I think the next step for you guys is to go live.
Probably.
That's what I really think. I think it's live. Yeah. Like, what have you thought about, and I know you stream at times, but like, is that the next step for Wolf Financial and Wolf Bitcoin?
So with Wolf Financial, it is. So with Wolf Financial, we have a full YouTube and stream side, and that's the entire side of the media, I guess. And we also have a full spaces side. And so Wolf Financial is in that. And I think the way we thought about it is like Wolf Financial is about 2.5 years, 3 years ahead of Wolf Bitcoin. And so my goal was to get as fast up to par as fast as possible kind of thing on my own. They've got a bunch of help on the Wolf Financial side, a bunch of people helping out. It's mainly just me on Wolf Bitcoin, a couple others. Probably, yes, some level of stream content and maybe building out another arm to the business. It depends if that's going to be me or if we've tried a couple different styles. Like Bits has really done well with these streams and representing, honestly, from Wolf.
He hasn't. I mean, you're blowing smoke up his ass.
But the brother's got glasses, PFP. He's a 9. You know what I'm saying? I'm kidding. But when I rebranded Wolf Bitcoin the exact, I did. I unfortunately did. I could not have topped less of that worse.
Where do you? Let's talk about Bitcoin. Where do you see when you look at Bitcoin? What do you see it? Ending at the end of the year. What do you see the price at? My
hunch was we would go pretty bad. And once Lady Trader for all the traders have been talking about it forever, so I just get the benefit of listening to them. And I got the benefit of learning from Bits early on as well, and doing some TA there. I always thought it'd be in the high 30s, 40. Once we kind of established that we were going to see this thing go all the way down again, I was like, okay, well, if we're going down, like we're headed down. I'm not sure. Like, I guess the fundamentals in me was like, dude, but so much higher. Like, well, of course we'll stop at 70. Like, it's so much stronger now. There's Clarity Act and President of Trump and all. And I was like, no, I think if we go down, we're just going to go down all the way and just repeat the exact same thing. Once I was on board with that, that was kind of my thought. And I think generally a lot of the traders, there's a couple of them down below like the 25K targets. Just kind of giving you some of the Wolf Bitcoin people. But a lot of people are in that range. Some people are still in the 55K, but I think a good chunk of people are in that 30s to early 40s K. And I think a lot of them have already started the DCA. I've already started DCA as well. I don't mind getting at this level. Landy also has mentioned he doesn't mind getting in these levels. I'm not going to be able to call the bottom. I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. So
Landy thinks he can call the bottom. And so
he probably could. He probably could.
Yeah. I've heard them, saying like we're going much lower, $15.34.
Well,
they're saying something like that.
This is gonna be bad. We're gonna have to rebrand again, and it's gonna be. I don't know what we're gonna do. Pitts, if you have any ideas, let me know.
2027. What do you see? Do you see the number one? Do you see the Clarity Act being passed? And number two, if it does get passed, that $17 trillion sitting on the sidelines, what happens here in 2027 if it does get passed?
Dude, man, this Clarity Act has been just like the story of the century, it feels like. And then the last thing I heard, which made me nervous, was there was so much pushback, so many delays that they were saying that there was just a lot of deals that had to happen to push this thing through, a lot of people to make happy, to the point where this thing is barely what it started out as, just a shell of its former self kind of thing.
Right.
I really need to do more research. I think I've just lost interest in it just over the weeks and months. Just exhausted over the topic. It just seems like there's a new update, and then like someone says it's going to happen next week. The last I heard, it's supposed to happen like in the next week again. So we'll see what happens. I really, unfortunately, think it's likely priced in. We might see a small pop, but I'm a little bit bearish on anything particularly amazing happening after that, unless it's just like continuation with the 4-year cycle and it just lines up right exactly as Bitcoin's starting to run back up kind of thing. I'm not sure this is going to be a catalyst.
Guys, tune in to Cade, Wolf Bitcoin. They do great things. He has to deal with Landys and Bits and like all these people. And he does a really good really good job at handling these puppets and Bitcoin puppets that come on to my show and trying to ruin it. Cade, it's a pleasure. Hopefully I get you back on. Next month we can chop it up,
of course,
dive deeper into long form. That I'm going with that as well. Maybe I can get you onto the podcast.
You're the Piers Morgan. You're like, it's like the Piers Uncensored. Like getting people like this is fire. Like what you guys are doing, getting people on, very, very cool stuff. Like I'm a nerd for like media stuff. So just purely the nerd in me is like, this is dope.
You're either born with it or you're not. And I say this to a lot of people. I tune into, and I respectfully, I wish I can help people, right? But like, it's just like, I tune into a lot of stuff. I'm not talking about the space stuff. And I can go there too. And a lot of people are just like, I go into a Bitcoin room. I was talking about this yesterday. Not your rooms, but I went into this Bitcoin room and they're talking about furniture. The title says Bitcoin, and I go in, it's furniture talk. Like
this does happen in our spaces sometimes too, though.
I get it. You need a break for 5 minutes before you get back into it. But when you're for a fucking hour talking about you went to IKEA and then you ate some Swedish meatballs, like, and we know a lot of these people like balls, and that's their thing, man. That's cool. Okay, no, don't worry. But I'm just saying, I came to learn about Bitcoin. I wanted to know about the macros and all this shit. Y'all talking about bowls and you're talking about furniture, but the title says Bitcoin, and I think that, and then I watch people on live streams and I'm like, do you guys know what? And that's why you either have it, and not everybody starts off great with great production, but it's getting there. It's putting in the work and stuff like that. That's why, like, I respect you guys. I know how hard it is to be a media personality. That's what I call us, media personalities, not content creators, because I don't know what the fuck a content creator is, because that means that anybody who starts a space is a content creator. Okay? So like this is a very, very tough job, and I fuck with it. And shout outs to you, man. And I think that you're going to do amazing things. You got that drive. I see it. And from everything that I hear from people, and I'm being now serious, no sarcasm, everything that I hear,
Ready.
it's all good. It's not paid too. It's good stuff
This
that
is
they
true.
say about you. So shout out to you, Cade, and shout out to the entire franchise that you guys got going over there, man. Hope
Thank
you
you.
guys
I
win big.
appreciate it.
All right.
Absolutely. Next time I will fix his webcam. I don't know why it's doing this.
I'm really nauseous right now, so I'm trying to get you off the show.
Cool. Yeah, seriously.
Like, I feel like I'm on a fucking boat. It's like the boat and the captain's like,
I want to travel.
hey.
With. I normally am at the same place. Right now, I'm in between places. It's not my fancy house. It's just a normal Airbnb.
Okay. Yeah. Bullshit. All right, Cade. We get it. All right.
Right on,
It's
brother.
all good.
Great. Appreciate it. Have a great day, man. And looking forward to be back soon.
You too, man. Keep killing it. That's Cade. Guys, follow Wolf Bitcoin, Wolf Financial. They do good spaces, man. They really do. They put out really good content, man. They got people that show up on these shows that really do. They know their shit. All right. Like they know their shit. You can sit back. You can listen. You're driving. Obviously, if you guys, wait, hold on. A lot of you guys have Oldsmobiles and shit. So I don't know if you guys have Apple CarPlay, shit that can connect Bluetooth wise onto your screen. But like, I'll drive and I'm listening and I see, you know, the space's name and the picture, and it's like you're listening to radio. It really is. You know, Bits in here, fucking Hayden hard. Okay, Hayden hard. Hayden the fuck hard. I was actually going to ask who's more Jewish. Is Cade Jewish? I was going to ask Cade if it was. He left. I didn't even ask him if he was Jewish. I wanted to, maybe his uncle's a rabbi or something. I don't know. I didn't ask. Anyway, we'll be right back at 1:45. We'll be joined by C from FOMO. We'll talk about the FOMO app. Okay, I'm being told that Cade is Japanese, and that is coming from my staff in the back. That apparently he's Japanese. He's Japanese. Shout out to the Japanese. There we go. And that's probably he's Japanese. Yo, I'm mad. Yo, I'll be back right after this commercial break. I hate everybody. I really hate everybody, man. I hate Landy. I hate Bits. I hate all you guys. No, I love you guys, regardless. I really just said Cade is Japanese, and he's probably gonna be what the fuck are they talking about? Anyway, he did have a Jew fro. Listen, I got some gel in my hair, man. If we really wanted to compete, like my fro would have been out there, man. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together. What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was a promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy to use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome back to the show. Of course, TikTok limited outreach again. This is, I gotta tell you, TikTok is fucking crazy, man. TikTok is fucking, what an animal. There's a bunch of animals on TikTok, man. I can't front, man. Y'all are animals. Look at me, I'm trying to like, where the hell is it? There you go. Welcome back to the show, sponsored by Midnight. We ran the Midnight commercial like crazy. Also, Cake Wallet. Shout out to Cake Wallet. Shout out to Poly Market. Okay. G Markets, if you're looking for the latest data within the markets, go to that. Also, we obviously launched Gokhshtein PR for anybody looking to showcase their brand, personal brand, products, whatever it is. Obviously, you want to roll with the best, and that is who I am. GokhshteinPR.com is where you go. Unless you want to go ahead and spend money and not be seen. I mean, you can go ahead and go that route. That's fine with me. Shout out to TikTok. Love the TikTok people. Love you guys. I love you, TikTokers. Jessica, I love you. Tech, what up? I don't know if Fran's in here, but what up to Fran? At 1:45, we're gonna wait here for C to come from the co-founder of FOMO app to go ahead and chop it up, talk about the platform. We had him on last time. The FOMO app has done absolutely well. It's done absolutely well. They're quick. What I've noticed is they're really quick to adapt to the markets. They see it, they build it, they send it. And that's really cool. And speaking of sending it, let's go ahead and somebody change the overlay, man. Somebody change the overlay. Let's bring on C. What's up, man? What's going on? Good to have you back on the show.
Hey, man, how we doing? You're still the funniest guy on X live stream. Let me tell you that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. At least I'm something, man, at this point. I wanted to ask you this. Well, congratulations for adopting quickly with Robinhood coming out. You guys quickly made sure to be a part of the game. How hard was that to do when Robinhood chain came out?
I mean, every chain has a set of challenges, right? We need to make sure that we can integrate all the RPCs, launch pads, the aggregators, make sure there's liquidity and kind of all the things that are a little bit too boring to get into. But honestly, I think it was more of a business mistake to be late than it was a technical mistake. We actually got it integrated within 16 hours. So team shipped it very quickly, but we were kind of just holding off to see if it was something that made sense compared to another feature. And, sometimes you're wrong. We should have been there day one. We got to be there a few days late. And I think we're now the #1 app by users by a pretty wide margin on Robinhood chain. So ended up working out well for us and we'll continue to iterate.
Do you scream at the team? Do you walk into the room and say, why are we not there on day one? What is the holdup? Or
No,
you're just
but
I understand.
No. Sometimes I was skating by myself. You know, like I think that ultimately it was a lot of my decision to say, okay, let's just see what goes on here. We have a lot on our plate. Obviously, it was a tactical delay, not intentionally, but ended up being one. And I think it worked out for us. But no, we don't scream. We respect each other a lot, and these are all people that I look up to each day. So we try to carry ourselves in that fashion.
I'm just busting your chops. I wanna ask you this question because I was in the I think I was in a space or somebody came onto this show and somebody said you might be or you were on another show. I don't know what it was, but somebody said you remind people of what CZ was doing back when Binance launched. Do you see that?
Um, I don't really know what he was like actually back then. I obviously know who he is and who he's been over the last 5 years, but considering he runs the biggest exchange in the world and is one of the most dominant kind of players in the space of crypto and all of finance, I guess I'll take that as a compliment.
That's a huge compliment because he was out there. I remember when Binance launched, he was all over the place. And I'm talking. What I mean by that, he was having conversations. He wasn't saying no to anything. He was on everybody's, whether it's a podcast, space, whatever. Well, space aren't around there, but he was having conversations, AMAs through threads, whatever it is. I see that in you. But you understand there is a hole to be filled within our space, and you're attacking it. And how many people do you have on your platform now?
So we have 1 million.
Since we
total
last talked.
followers. I'm sorry.
Since we last talked,
Yeah,
how much have you guys grown?
we've probably tripled since we've last talked. So tripled in users, maybe on a daily trader count, we're probably up 10x. Across volume, we might be up 5x. Like everything kind of fluctuates depending on what number you're looking at, but we've grown probably 5x in the last 2 weeks. So, we talked a few months ago and it's been obviously a lot of iterations since then. And hopefully next time we talk, we're another 10x bigger.
$75 million seed round.
Series B. Yeah.
Series B. That's phenomenal. That means that people are interested.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity for us to bring in new partners, people we really respect, and Index Ventures and Unisquare Ventures. And yeah, you want to have good people on your side. These are the people who have helped scale the Robinhoods, the Revoluts, the Facebook, the Coinbases, like all of these like global behemoths that you kind of look up to every day, and everybody uses them. These are the people who understand what that looks like, what it took, the war stories, the peace times, and everything in between.
If I mention memes to you, what do you think of the meme economy?
I think that's great. I think like I put out a post earlier where I don't know how long you've been trading crypto, but I've noticed every bear cycle, there's like this period where nobody trades, right? Like everybody kind of touches grass. There's not a single thing you can buy. And people kind of like go crazy just trying to find narratives, and it never happens. I think this bear cycle has felt very different where there's always something to trade. And I'm not to say like we're fully responsible for it, but I think that the thesis that we've always had is there's always a bull market somewhere, right? Like maybe people were trading a lot on Solana last cycle, but there was this one Robinhood or one Ethereum coin that really went, and took everybody by surprise, or a coin on Base, or one on Chain, or one on, Tron, whatever it might be. There's always something somewhere. And we want to be the platform where if there is something somewhere, within 10 seconds, you're there. You don't have to bridge. You don't need new wallets. You don't need the mind friction. You don't need this like really big obstacle for you to go and do the thing. So I think for that reason, meme coin markets have been great. There's always a new runner somewhere. I think Robinhood Chain has had a lot. Solana has its own share. Base has some here and there. Like it's a flourishing market, and we're really excited to be part of it.
Who do you think predominantly has the most mind share when it comes to the meme economy? And it used to be when you talked about memes, it was taboo. I was like one of the first back in the day to talk about memes, and they called me crazy. I was a Bitcoiner who talked about memes, and they're like, what are you doing? This is garbage. Why are you talking about Dogecoin? I'm like, because it's easier to understand.
Yeah.
When I go out there and I talk about Bitcoin, people like, it's not that I'm not explaining it correctly. They just don't understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Right. When I say Dogecoin, they're like, oh, that's a dog. And then the conversation starts. And then we talk about crypto, right? So it's an onboarder, like the memes, the real memes that I talk about. I'm not talking about tickers, okay? Yeah. They're done in 72 hours. I'm talking about real things, devs that are behind it. They're creating They have a community that's creating memes and they're memeing out and people are having fun, kumbaya sessions. We're going to make it, even though not everybody's going to make it. But there is this feeling, hey, I have an opportunity to do something. To me, that's why memes are important. For your products, for a lot of people's products, I think you should embrace, I'm not just talking to you, I'm generalizing.
Yeah.
I think whether it's a product or chain should be embracing meme culture because it's real, because people meme every day, even if they don't know what they're memeing.
Right.
Some of the top companies in the world, Fortune 500 companies, are using memes like Geico uses a gecko to express or explain their brands. So you can embrace that. Do you guys have trouble, though, when there's like 19 of the same memes made and everybody's harping at you guys to verify something? When there's 19 of the same memes that came out the same day trying to get noticed?
I think it's more of a blessing, right? You'd rather have it that way than the other way around, and everybody's going to try to compete. I think ultimately the best thing about the market is it decides itself, right? Let's say there's 19 tickers. By the end of the first hour, there might be 10. By the end of the first 2 hours, there might be 3. By the end of the day, there's probably 1. And I think a lot of this is like, how dedicated is the team? How dedicated is the community? Is this something that actually matters to them that they want to represent? Or is this just something where they're just trying to get their fair share of fees or cash or whatever it is? So I think that the market has always kind of decided, right? There's been very few cases where over the course of some time frame, the market has not told you who the winner is. And that's true for this market. That's true for stocks. That's true for every market that exists in the world. So yeah, we're kind of in a place where we're very indifferent. We're neutral. We just want people to buy the right things. And I think FOMO social features actually let you do that, right? You can say why I'm buying this one. You can say as a dev why you should buy this one. You can talk in the comments or the theses threads of like, what is going on? Why are you buying this? Why is it important? Why is it relevant? And I've actually found that like most of my news comes through meme coins, right? Like by the time you see it on Twitter, or you see it on, a text or whatever, like it's too late. I saw that 2 hours ago, right? Like the thing happened, the coin's probably either at zero or flourishing. And it, the people have decided whether it's important or not. So it's a cool, mimetic representation of what is actually going on in the world and who cares about it versus who doesn't.
I like what you said there. And a lot of people have said this before. When you see it on X, you're late. So with the FOMO app, you wholeheartedly believe you're 2 hours ahead of the entire game.
I think we might be even days ahead of some people, like sometimes like you see, a news article that comes out and you're like, hold on, like I heard about this 48 hours ago, the submarine, that went underwater and, exploded. Like I've already heard about that, cultural events that happen, news that comes through like different forms of pop culture, like all these things. I think your job as a trencher is to always be early. And if anybody is earlier than you are, then you've lost the game. So we have some of the best traders in the world on FOMO. And these are guys who can trade any asset, anytime, any market. So, these guys are just going to be there before somebody can go ahead and post it on X, because by the time you type that tweet, it has 100 holders, 1,000 holders.
Are they just that good because they're focused on the trends? Like they're just, forget about memes. They're just focused on trends that come out, and then they're able to just hone in on it using whatever, who knows, they might be using ChatGPT, Claude, whatever, to scan to see what's happening out there, and then they see it on FOMO, they get in and they patiently wait, and then everybody else reacts a few days later.
Yeah, I think there's 3 different categories here, right? There's like, and I'm going to do an analogy that compares this to like the rest of the world, but there's the people who are buying everything, right? Comes out, doesn't matter what it is. I don't even have to look at it. I'm buying it. These are probably like equivalent to people who bought sneakers or have bots for, collectibles. No matter what it is, I'm going to get it and I'm going to sell it for 10%, 20%. I might lose some time, but I'm always just going to be there and I'm going to sell it so that, I can make some scalp. That's group 1. Group 2 is tastemakers. These are the people that you meet in your life that they're always early, right? They tell you about a brand. They tell you about an artist. They tell you about, something cool and nobody really talks about it yet. These are the people who buy something and they wait. It goes up 10x, 100x, 1000x. And these are what I would call like the modern day tastemakers in trading. They can do the same across any industry. They can do the same across any type of apparel, any type of, merchandise or anything physical, right? These are the second group. And I would say your third group are the people who are quite late often, right? By the time Chrome Hearts is popular, maybe they're like, okay, I didn't see it day one, but I have $1 million and I'm going to go spend it. These are kind of your top blasters or people who set the rest of the trend after the way. So I would just say there's different people categorically when it comes to like where you sit in this stack. there's people who spend 16 hours a day. There's people who spend 16 hours in a year, and it really does vary. So being early is not always the best thing, but there's even different types of people that are early. So you kind of have to find where your niche is.
Have people already approached you to try to buy your product?
I mean, all the time. I think that that's just naturally what happens when you start to build something. And, our answer is always the same. We are very happy with what we're doing. There's still so much left to do. And we're excited to just come in and tackle the problems each and every day. I think, it'd be remiss for us not to give ourselves a chance to become the biggest app in the world, whether it's finance or social or, some mix of the two. So that's what wakes us up every day. And we come here ready to execute each and every day. And there's honestly no greater feeling. Like, there's no money in the world. There's no power in the world. There's nothing in the world that can replace this feeling of being here today, right now. So that is the thing that drives us each and every day. And that is something that's very special. And I don't think you can just create at will.
You're doing this during a bear market. Do you have a whiteboard out and you're just like, you guys are just looking like, oh my God, look at these numbers here. Can you imagine what we do in a bull market when everybody's coming in?
I think we think about things a little bit differently. Obviously, we're in a bear market. We consider what does this look like in a bull market, but it's more like internal and inside out rather than outside in. I think most companies look at it like we're at 1 million users, we could be at 10 million users, and that's awesome. We think about it as in like, oh no, we will be at 10 million users. How do we scale our infra, our performance, our execution? What features do we need? The same app that can service 1 million people is not the app that's going to service 10 million or 100 million or a billion. So we always think about it from the internal lens of what can we do to prepare for this rather than, oh my God, this might be coming. I think they're very different things. Obviously, like on the surface, it might seem the same, but yeah, like we are doing our best every single day for what might happen in the market tomorrow, the day after, and the day after that. And even that is a long enough time horizon for us to really think through how we need to solve the issues in front of us.
I think if I'm in your position, I'm thinking how hopefully our service can maintain and be able to operate when the bull market comes, because if we can do this in the bear market, the bull market is ours. And I see that you guys have like one, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I tell you, if you had a shitty product, I think everybody knows I speak my mind.
Yeah.
But I think that you guys have, number one, the thesis part, I said that before, it's great. The product itself looks good. It looks like, a premium product like a Ferrari.
Yeah.
And then could you only imagine, and I say this to a lot of people when we talk about your application, could you only imagine they've built this in the bear market, grinding away. And then the most bullish signal that came from memes, for me personally, is that a lot of people do go on your platform to go ahead and trade memes. And then you get that $75 million. People that are investing that kind of money, they see what your platform is doing and who it's catering to. That means meme season is coming. And that's not a bad thing. That's a phenomenal thing. Because then it all leads into memes, goes into utilities, then goes into ultimately Bitcoin. And here you are in a phenomenal position. Besides you having a backdrop of, I think that, I don't know if that's the world, is that one trade or is that, who is that in the background?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Besides your background, I see that happening from FOMO, and I hope it wins because this space needs really good products, because that's what we've lacked.
Yep.
I've been here for so long that we have lacked really premium products, and I just don't want, again, I respect the institutional players. I'm friends with a lot of them, but I don't want the institutions in the centralized world building things for us. I want us to be building our own products. And seeing you do that and seeing your entire team do that and giving the people something that is actually good, I respect the fuck out of it.
I appreciate that, man. And next time I come on, you got to send me the specs for like what camera you have, what microphone you have. I need to look like you when I'm sitting next to you next time. So,
bro, I just feel like, man, like you said, you're a funny guy on here, man. And then like I see you on other shows and you're just like, you got a suit. I'm just fucking around with you. I see you're all over the place. I really do. Like, before you go, I do think you do remind me of CZ when he was hustling out here. Take that as a compliment. 100% grinding away, building with a community effort, shaking people's hands, being open and having conversations and not closed to people that do want to reach out to you and just have a question. That's the way he built that behemoth. I can see you guys doing the same thing. I hope you never sell, but hey, listen, that's up to you to decide, because a product like yours is needed for not just the degens in the space, but people that do want to trade and understand how this entire market works, and that thesis and amongst other things that you guys have, that'll help people onboard easier into our wonderful ecosystem. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, 100%. I mean, I grew up with a pretty poor background. I didn't invest. My family still doesn't invest. Like, if I had to explain to them what a stock was, I'd probably have a better time, going to go rent a 4-minute mile, right? Like, it's just not going to happen. So
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people in the world that just need more equitable access. They need easier ways to understand things, and everybody starts somewhere, right? Like, you think about a massive project you need to do, you just write the first line. Whatever it takes to get you into the door, into the gym, like whatever it is, like we want to do that for you. If it means creating easier things, we'll do it. If it's easier onboarding, if it's, more assets, like whatever it is, our only job is to onboard every single person in this world and give them the opportunity and the choice to invest in whatever it is they want, whether it's a meme, a stock, commodity, RWA, a prediction market, a perk, like, whatever it is, like we want to be able to service you. And I think that is like the greatest joy that you can strive towards, because you can change people's lives and you can give them an opportunity to make a better future and whatever that looks like.
So I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate your team. They're quick to respond, and hopefully I can get you on in the next month or two, especially during the bull, so we can go ahead and talk about the wonderful stats that have tripled or quadrupled here for you guys on your side. Shout out to you. Congratulations to all the success that you're having.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me on, David.
Guys, go get, if you're not on FOMO, you're doing everything wrong. You can be ahead of the game. Seriously, you can be ahead of the game. You really can be ahead of the game when it comes to trading out here in these streets, okay? I do believe him when he says, because I've said this a lot, at the end of the day, you guys get news. You guys get news like 5 days later on X. It used to be different. But now you get news 5 days later. You really do. 5 days later, you get the fucking news. You don't got the FOMO app, you're doing it wrong. I'm not paid by FOMO. Not at all. I'm not even paid by FOMO. They should sponsor, listen, hey, I'm just saying, they should sponsor the show. Like, fuck, why do you say that? We'll be right back after this commercial break.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome back. Welcome back to the breakdown. We had some really good guests today. We'll continue to have really good guests coming on. We have a whole lineup of really, really, really good guests. Look at me. I'm trying to find the goddamn thing here. Shout out to Cake Wallet. Shout out to Midnight. Shout out to obviously my products, G Markets, gmarkets.io, guys. Check that out if you want the latest data. You want to stay ahead of the markets, go to, I was about to say Gochstein. Everything's Gochstein, but gmarkets.io. Shout out to the staff there. Also, we came out with Gochstein PR. We're going to launch Gochstein.com. Okay, the new site's coming out today. You know when you're nervous? I don't even know, like, when you're nervous. I was talking to somebody about this. I was like, I'm nervous about, like, that's my baby. Like, I think back to when, like, I started this whole thing, magazine. You guys already know, and now this is the baby. Like, this is version, like, 20. The baby's coming. Obviously, Gochstein PR. That's nice. The response has been absolutely unbelievable. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I appreciate some of the content creators that have reached out seeking help, and also brands. Shout out to you guys. We're going to have a whole lineup. We got a lot more things coming. Also, obviously, I already told you about the TikTok situation. It's, I think it's absolutely crazy. Every single time you go on, you got to watch yourself and watch what you're saying. And we have a product coming out, which is top tier, and I can't wait to announce it. It won't be this week. It'll be next week. It's now, we're now looking over it, making sure that everything's right before we go ahead and launch it off. So a lot of things working, and it's been months. It's been fucking months. I like the fact that everybody comes on. Yo, here's the thing. Here's where I know. And yeah, I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back. Here's when you know you're killing the game, man. Where everybody comes on and everybody is having a fucking good time. Everybody sends me a message. They're like, "Hey, fire, enjoyed the time on the and it's always constantly, because, as I've always stated, I love having convos. I love having conversations with people. I don't feel like I do these interviews. I feel like we just have a real dope convo, and hopefully people are learning something from it. Might be Jufro streaming services. Who knows? Somebody just said that in the chat. Let's go to let's check out Polymarket. What's Polymarket got going for us today, boys and girls? Polymarket is a sponsor of the breakdown. Let's go ahead and look at this. Fed decision. Let's look at what the Fed is going to decide today. What does Polymarket have on that? And what time is this coming? What time is this going down? What is it? I forgot what time it's going down. Would I consider a partnership with Polygon? No. Respectfully, like, I don't nothing bad about Polygon. I actually like Polygon. I was in Polygon before most people were in Polygon. Hold on one second. You guys see this shit? All right. You guys see it? Let me go ahead and play it. Here we go. Fed decision today, obviously going down. This is obviously from Polymarket. Where the hell am I? Let me go ahead and put myself up here. Hello, how are you doing? Fed decision in July, which is coming today. Okay. 100% no change. Did that go down yet? Right now, 100%. 100% on Polymarket say that there will be no change. I don't know if the news came out, because yesterday there was a 72 to, like, I think it was 72 to 22. Oh, 73 to 22, something like that. Let me check out if anything came out. Hold on. Did the Feds come out with a decision? Let me see if the Feds came out with a decision. I don't see a decision. me see. Fed rate. Let's look at that. Okay, so all right, the Fed came out 6 minutes ago. The Fed leaves its benchmark interest rate unchanged, but rising oil prices could prompt a hike later this year. So, Fed leaves rates unchanged for a fifth straight meeting. Fed votes 9-3 to hold benchmark rate in the 3.5% to 3.75% zone. Fed says economic activity is expanding at a solid pace despite uncertainty. Fed says job gains have kept pace with the workforce. And Fed says it remains committed to the 2% inflation goals. Okay, so there you have it. Shout out to Polymarket. Okay, essentially, if you look at it, they got it right, 100%. Not on this one, but if you look at yesterday's show, it did lean towards 100% not change. I think for the most part, we all believe that nothing. And shout out to Polymarket again, the official prediction market sponsor of the breakdown. Nothing changed. I don't see them raising rates. I mean, I don't think they would raise rates. I don't see it, but who the hell knows? But based on what I read, I'll read it again to you guys. Fed leaves rates unchanged for a fifth straight meeting. Fed votes 9-3 to hold benchmark rate in the 3.5 to 3.75% zone. Fed says economic activity is expanding at a solid pace despite uncertainty. Fed says job gains have kept pace with the workforce. Fed says it remains committed to its 2% inflation goals. All right. That is good news. That is absolutely good news. That is phenomenal news. So there you go. Good. Yesterday, I got a few DMs yesterday about, and hold on, I got to go ahead and before I get into that topic, let me go and share this again, guys. Gokhshtein PR is live. Okay, the website's live. Check it out. This is another update coming today. But if you are a brand, or if you're a personal brand, or you have a personal brand and you're trying to build, okay, you're trying to build your personal brand, and you're having a hard time, I know what it is to build. Okay, I know what it is to be out here every single day on social media. I know what it is to come on camera, talk into this microphone, get on, talk to people, go on shows. Like, I know what it is. I know what it takes to build your social media accounts. I know what it is. I've been there, done that. I know what it is to build an audience. I have that. There's no other PR company that can tell you that. They can't stand on that. They don't. They haven't lived that. You can read a book about it, but you have to live it. I've lived it for over a decade. I know what I need to do. Okay? I know how to build it. So if you're looking to build your personal brand, if you're looking to have your product seen, if you're looking for an audience, if you're looking for comms and all that stuff, go to Gokhshtein PR. Work with the best. Bottom line, work with the best. That's me, and I stand on it. All right? I love the site. I love the fucking site. Gokhshtein.com comes out today. I will also be on Rob Nelson's show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be on that show. Obviously, we're going to talk about this. He doesn't talk about anything but politics, Rob. Rob does not talk about anything but politics, so I'll be talking about politics on there. I might not wear the suit, okay? I might not be wearing the suit. Maybe I'll come in my birthday suit. I don't know. We don't know what is going to happen. We just don't know. I wanted to address something yesterday. I made a comment, and then I got DMs after making the comment. I really did. I got DMs after making the comment. So I just want to break this down. I don't have a token. Okay, let's break this down where nobody gets nervous. Let me break this down. I don't have a token. Okay? I created a pump.fund page where people sent me stuff when my whole goal was to buy some of my favorite memes on Solana. And now you can buy on apparently we can buy on Robinhood. So like, okay, whatever it is, it's now to buy stuff. Okay, just to buy things and showcase. Hey man, I still got it. Okay, no matter what anybody says. One minute people say I had got no motion, but then they're fucking talking about me. It's the weirdest shit. And I also want to address some things that got sent to me today. I gotta address this shit 100%. And this is the last time I'm talking about any of this stuff. I don't have. You guys sent me, I think 5, 6, 7. I don't even know at this point. You send me tokens. I want to be a part of a movement. I want to help. I want to build a community that's so savage. And what I mean by savage, so savage about building and bringing back the culture. I'm all about that. I want that roaring kitty. I want that Wall Street Bets moment, and I know it'll come. No denying that. I said that repetitively multiple times. I haven't claimed anything, though, in terms of I haven't claimed this person or that contract, or I haven't said a word. Zero. All I said was, and this is where I'm trying to protect my audience that tunes in. There are people that are going around saying that I've selected something, or that's mine, or this is mine. And that is not factual. And there might be people that go and think that is fact and go into it thinking that I'm calling it, and that's not fair. That's not, number one, that's not fair to my audience. That's not fair to people that do fuck with me. It's just not fair in general. If I said this, it was very simple. When I decide on something, it will come through my channels. That's it. It will come through this microphone into that camera. It will come on. I'll come on here on this live show. I'll go on a podcast. I'll go on a space. Nobody's going to select what I get into. This is my brand. Okay? At the end of the day, this is my brand. And I said, hopefully everybody is respectful to that. Because ultimately, it is my brand. I'm not dissing anybody. See, like Jay right now, Jay Tap is saying like, I'm not saying or calling out any individuals. I am just telling you, I'm trying to be super. I'm trying to put this in layman's terms so everybody understands, and they're like, yo, I understand his position. I get it. I'm memeing out there the white bull. Yes, I like it. I've been called the bull. I've been called the crypto bull. I've been called the white bull. Go, if you've been following me, you know I've been called these things way before any of these metas popped off. Go look at the timeline, stamped. Like I've been called this by people and in communities. Like people have called me this. All I'm saying is, this is my brand. It's my face. And ultimately, I'm not a meme. I want to be a part of a movement. I'm not a meme, though. The white bull movement should represent, it should be bigger than any one person. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I've seen, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I've inspired you to be better. I've inspired you to research. I've inspired you to bag work. I inspire you to bull post. So when I get these things like, oh, he is definitely picking something because he has to. This is what, I guess this is what triggers me. What triggers me is when people say, because he has to. I don't have to do anything. I don't like that. when people are telling me I have to, that makes me back away from everything. It makes me almost feel nobody's going to use my brand. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm doing this. I'm talking about this all for the right reasons because I want the community to come back. I want the OG vibes and the meme culture to come back. I want to rally the people. I keep saying this because it's honest. Like, I want to rally everybody. But then when people say, like, I have to, like, there's no, that's not it. And that makes me extremely frustrated because it's almost like people saying you have to because I put money into something thinking that you thought wrong. And I'm not specifically talking about anybody. So don't start, oh my God, no, like, I'm just saying in general. I am generalizing. I don't have to do anything. The goal was, here's a movement. Not, I'm going to pad your wallets. I worked way too hard on my brand, doing everything the right way for anybody to make me feel or guilt trip me into saying or calling something that I'm not feeling. That's why, that pisses me off. That really does. Here I am trying to do things the right way, and people are like, no, nobody's going to twist my hand. I don't care. Like, you guys, if you have not tuned into the show, maybe you just don't know who I am. It should be whatever I decide to do, be absolutely thrilled because I'm going to win at it. I absolutely know 100% I'm going to win. Or I'm going to die trying. But nobody, and I mean nobody, not even my mother, will use my goddamn brand. Something that I fucking worked for, bled for, grinded away for. Nobody's going to make the decision for me. Not a single person. I'd rather walk away. If you fuck with a movement and you want to be a part of a movement, then you'll be a part of the movement because you feel like you want to be a part of something special. You want to get behind and rally behind a leader like me who wants to lead with a bunch of other leaders and come together and really do things that's bigger than me. And that's probably frustrating. Like, and this is the last time that this is the last time that I'm talking about it. It is very frustrating. Do I appreciate people that have been do I appreciate community? Yes. I appreciate the community hustling, grinding, doing everything possible. Everything possible. I see it. I absolutely see it. I'm not stupid to it. I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to see more people involved and they're believing in themselves. Forget about me. They're just believing that things will change, and they will, and I know they will. But if you're fucking with me and you believe in me and you believe I can change shit and I can bring people together, then allow me to make the call, which I will. Allow me to bless something. Don't dictate the terms for me and don't try to make me feel any guilt because I don't feel that guilt. That doesn't mean I don't care about people. I just don't, you're not going to peer pressure me because I'm not one to be peer pressured into anything and to do something that can destroy a community. I will never put anybody or my audience in a position to get destroyed. And I will never put this type of movement in jeopardy. Never will I go ahead and do that. That's who I am. You know what? If I wanted to, I could have easily picked the first thing that was sent to me, and I could have been a part of a meta. I am no meta. I am not going to be, and what I mean by that is I'm not going to be a part of any metas. I create my own lanes. I'm probably the only one that really, really fucking genuinely cares about the community. That I don't want to see the community or any community be fucking wrecked or fucking destroyed. And I see what you've gone through for fucking 2-3 years. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest. I really did, because you know what? I would never have the balls to tell somebody what they need to do with their own brand. Like, I would never have that the type of balls to say, hey, like, this is what you're. No, nobody controls me. People are saying, what can I do to earn your trust? I love you guys. It's not about earning your trust. We are going to rally together regardless. We can rally together regardless. There might never be a fucking call on a token. I'm gonna give you a perspective. I'm not saying, I'm hypothetically speaking, so you guys don't get, oh my God, what's happened? First of all, a movement doesn't need a token. There have been plenty of movements in the history of this fucking planet. It doesn't need a token. But, and there's a but. So, you know what that but is. I don't need to explain it. But all I'm saying is, y'all got to calm down. Because, and this is a message to, the people out there that are just like, I don't want, this is the thing that we're trying to get away from. The gambling aspect. If I really wanted to test my motion, if I really wanted to feed my ego, I would have done this on day one. When the meta was hitting, I could have gone and been a part of a meta. I am no meta. I make my own lane. And for anybody who has watched me do this for years upon years, I stay in my own lane and I don't give a fuck. Win, lose, or draw, it'll be on my terms. I don't got all the answers. But what I do know is, I know crypto. I know this industry. I know what we need. And I know that we need that Wall Street Bets movement. We need that catalyst. We need that unity. We need to bring the culture back. And I'm ready. But it'll be on my terms. That's it. It'll absolutely be on my terms. Again, some people are going to say, what the fuck is... Don't say what the fuck. We consistently talked about being a part of a movement. We talked about being the next catalyst. So nothing there has changed. So the only reason you would be upset is there's 5 fucking 6 tokens in my goddamn wallet. You don't know which one I might go with. And that's why you might be upset. Otherwise, you can never be upset with me because my message has remained the same for years. And that is, we, the people, will become the catalyst. Now, if you're angry about that, that means that you were never a part of being a part of something that was so going to be super special. That's really it. And that's how I look at it. And you are only here to try to attempt to milk my brand. And that'll not happen. I protect my brand vicious. I am vicious when it comes to my brand. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to take advantage of my brand. And that's bottom line. And you can watch the show and you can replay it. I am looking you dead in the not a single person will go ahead and take advantage of it. So if you're going to ask me, do I see motherfuckers working? Yes, I see people working nonstop 24/7. I love it. I love seeing it. You guys have you got another gear in you. You're happy again. There is passion. You're like, something can happen that is positive for me finally in this goddamn. I see it. I acknowledge it. I try to acknowledge it, especially when you guys don't post pictures where there's actually a name with a sticker on it, or a ticker, excuse me. I avoid those. I see them, I avoid. But when you're out there saying, hey, that I'm willing to have the combo. I'm building a foundation. The foundation is being built, and we're going to have a fucking delusional army that wants this badly. And when that happens, everything goes ahead and goes into place. But it'll be on my terms. Bottom line, my terms. Nobody else's. Respectfully. And I say that respectfully. Also, I got sent, and this is the only time that I will address this, and you can replay this. I got sent a clip from a show today. Before I was coming on here, I got 20 minutes before I came on to this. I'm here working. I'm aligning. You see, 3 guests came on here today. I'm putting things together. I got other things that I got to take. I get a clip from a friend, and I'm going to address this one last time, because I feel like every single time I say it, it goes out one ear, out the other, and I feel like almost people are using it to go ahead and prop themselves up, and it's unfair. And it's disingenuous. I had a space, my first space, that I opened up and I allowed people to come on it and speak. It was a big space. I didn't hear what was said about a certain project. There was a certain project that is being built out there right now. I didn't hear what was said to me because somebody, it was almost like a whisper, and I wish it was, you know what the fucked up part about it is? I wish it was recorded, because then I can shove it in everybody's fucking face. And then all this shit can stop. The nonsense can fucking stop. Somebody whispered, did you get into, and I didn't hear what the fuck they were saying. I thought they were joking with me. But it sounded like they said STD. So I asked, or I replied, and I said, did you just say STD? I didn't hear this person. Their phone reception was terrible. Respectfully. Then when I finally heard what they said, which was the bull, the Bitcoin bull, I didn't hear about it. Unbeknownst to a lot of you guys, my algorithm is no longer the same or as is from a long time ago. It's not the same. It's different. I now follow, me and Toli follow each other. I look at what Brian Armstrong is. I have Vlad on my, like, I have all these people on my timeline that I look at because I'm trying to get ahead and front run the game. I'm trying to figure out who I'm bringing on also as guests onto the show. I'm not seeing other shit being played out. So now motherfuckers are purposely using things to make me look like I said something where I thought somebody was joking with me. If I feel, by the way, anybody who's followed me, if I feel like saying something, I will say it and I'll tag it. I have no fucking problem. But when I didn't say anything, I didn't know about anything, I really didn't know what the fuck was going on. And that's the first thing that came out of my mouth was, because I couldn't hear it. I thought somebody was joking with me. So I said STD. And then when I finally heard it and somebody said it's TBB, that wasn't a shot at anybody. If anything, I've been on here saying we should have people building. And if people are putting their names on the line to go out there and build, good for them. God bless. Hope they win. But don't lie and come out here, because today's tape that came to me was a person stating that I knew about the project. I knew what was being said to me on that stage. And that is bullshit. And that's using me, making me look bad, okay? Like you always, this is why I don't, participate on that side because that's all you guys try to do. When none of that was the fucking intention. So do with this tape as you wish. Clip this tape, put it out there. I don't give a fuck. I'm in my own lane, recognizing my own products, which none of you guys do. None of you guys support it. Okay, you guys don't support my shit. Not a zilch, zip. Yet I consistently support everybody else's shit. By the way, I'm not crying about it because I don't care. But I wanted to address it because I thought it was so fucked up that people try to twist words and make it seem like I shitted on somebody's product. Because if anybody knows me and anybody who's been following me for a long time knows if I really want to dig into somebody's product and I want to shit on it, I will. I did it to SafeMoon. I did it to a lot of motherfuckers out here because I believed that it was absolute trash. So I am not one to shy away from a fucking conversation. But don't go out there doing things to go ahead and turn people against me. Number one, I don't care. From that standpoint, if people are so easily turned, then that's their problem. If they don't do enough research into the motherfucker in terms of looking into if it was really said like that, or asking David, hey, Dave, did you really mean? And knowing that, hey, man, like, I didn't fucking hear the person. I thought they were fucking clowning me, and I thought they came out with a fucking token. So don't come out here fucking spreading lies. I've been trying to unify the space for a fucking long ass time. I'm definitely not the fucking problem. And if you want to know if I said some shit like that, you contact the fucking person. And this is the last time that I'm fucking talking about this. Don't at me. I hope, and I genuinely say this. I hope you guys all win. I hope you know what? Flip. Do everything possible to win. God bless. If you are out here putting your faces on God bless. Do your thing. I honestly, this is why. I mean, honestly, like, I'm speaking out loud here. Like, here's my show. I could be off already. It's 42 minutes past. I had 3 guests on. I'm fucking battling a sinus infection and shit. I think it's a sinus or sinuses, whatever. But it's just like, man, like, I've always been the cat that has been out here using my platform for fucking good. I've elevated people, even though they will not, never, ever, ever thank me or acknowledge it. And you know what? I don't even need to thank you because I did it from the fucking pureness of my fucking heart. So I don't give a fuck. But when my audience knows that I've done these things, like the whole thing is, my audience knows. The people that follow me, they know I've allowed people to come onto my platform. I've platformed, not the other way around. I've platformed. And that's the difference. And I didn't do it to get a thank you. And I didn't do it to get anything out of it. I did it because I wanted to. Just like the guests I brought on today. I didn't have to. I was just interested because I see people are building. And that's the way I look at this stuff. I'm not a divider. I'm a unifier. And that's the difference. And I always say this. People don't like unifiers because they can't control the fucking message. So they got to do things to divide. And that's why this movement is really important to me, because I'd like to see a unified space. When I had disagreements with people back in the days, we disagreed about protocols. It was a civil conversation, civil disagreements. Yeah, there was a little trolling, but it wasn't that bad. Now it is absolutely just horrific. I do not want to waste my energy or time. Even right now, I am wasting energy and time on something that never happened, but I have to address it because the more I let it linger, the more I allow for the absolute bullshit to go out there, the absolute slander and lies to be put out there when it is not the fucking truth and not the case. I don't like that shit at all, man. You don't have to take people, you don't have to take good people. Like if you're good at what you're doing, if you're really good at what you're doing, if you're talented, if you're absolutely him, and that's not gender specific, that him part. If he or she is absolutely motherfucking talented, you don't need to go ahead and kill me through the process. You can elevate yourself without burying me. Do your thing. Win. I can look in this camera and people know when people fucking lie. I can look in this camera and tell you, I want you to win. And I don't pray for you to lose. I gain nothing out of that. I don't want that karma. And I let God will decide whether or not you win or lose. Just like he decides if I win or lose. That's in God's hands, not in my hands. And I will not back channel, talk to people, do all these things, these wicked things to pray for people's downfall. So this is the last time that I'm fucking talking about this. I don't want to hear about it. You can tag me all you want. After this, if you make up lies, that is on you. You show your faces, not me. So I'm going to repeat this again. And I'm going to state the name. I never talked down the Bitcoin bull. If anything, I told communities that back me, hey man, unite, not divide. Support, don't trash. Never did I say anything in a room towards that community. Do your thing. I hope you all fucking win. That room, when I held that space, and this is why I went away from fucking spaces, I clearly did not hear what a person said on stage. I thought they were cracking a joke at me, and that's why I said STD. But STD had nothing or no referral towards the Bitcoin bull. So if you guys continue, or you want to continue to use that as a rallying cry, which is a false narrative, you can continue to do that. I've said my piece. Now you can believe me, or you don't have to believe me. Believe me or not, that is on you. But I'm not addressing it no more. I'm done. Do me a favor, guys. I know you respect me and love me, and you want to send me DMs about. Don't send me DMs about it. I don't care. I don't care who's talking. That person died a long time ago. The person that even had that little bit of care, that person died. I don't care. I don't care. Win. Do amazing things. God bless you guys. I hope you go to 500 million, go to 1 billion, go to 15 billion. I hope it happens. I'm in my lane here, though. I'm building my products. I'm building my brand. I'm doing other things. That doesn't mean that I hate anybody. It's just I am focused here. That's it. That's bottom line. And if I want to trash somebody, trust me, I will come out here and tag it. And also, your mama taught you something. Mama taught me something cool. And that was like, it's repetitive, right? It's cliche, but if you have nothing good to say, don't say it. And it's one of those things like, I'm the type of person, like, if I have nothing good to say, I won't say it. Maybe sometimes I've grown. I'm telling you, I've really grown. But at the end of the day, like, do we all get frustrated at times? Do we fight? Do we say things that we don't mean? Yeah, we probably do. Everybody does. Every fucking body does. Frustration kicks in and you fucking say, okay, great. But I'm talking about like, but publicly, You can't find publicly where I have gone out there after being smeared. After being completely fucking smeared. You can't find anything where I've gone back out there and done the same. Look at that. Look into that. For those who have followed me, you already know I've never gone out there and completely smeared anybody. I've just said, okay, it is what it is. I ain't gonna win on social media. I won't. It's like the government. Like it really is. It's like the fucking government. It's like the Democrats and Republicans. There's always going to be people that are affiliated with a certain party. And it is what it is. I just want to stay in my own lane, do my thing, build my products, build my brand, elevate, continue to elevate, and that's it. And hopefully within crypto, we unify, we bring back the OG vibes, we bring people into the mix. But I just ask, man, like you can, you know what, it doesn't even matter. All I'm saying here is, because if I ask for it, it's not going to happen. But you don't have to tear people down and make up lies in order to succeed. You could do it without doing that. Try it. It'll feel better than tearing somebody down who has done nothing but been an advocate for bringing motherfuckers together. So if you hear this, maybe it hits you. Maybe you say, you know what? He's right. Or maybe you say, you know what? I'm going to use this tape to send a stronger message and make up things. I don't know. You guys do as you wish. I said what I said. I hope you guys win. I hope everybody in whatever project, especially people that put their names on the line, I hope you win. That's all I'll say. On that note, I love you motherfuckers. I'm all about unification. You already know. Replay the tapes from years ago. Replay the tapes before the meta happened. I'm about unifying. I'm about bringing back the OG vibes. I'm about bringing back the real memes. One of the first people in the, I don't even want to call it the trenches, but one of the first people in the space to talk about memes and getting flack from it from every fucking side. At the end of the day, I hope that we can bring the vibes back. And if we do, it'll be great for everybody. If we don't, then we'll be stuck in this shithole. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you tomorrow on the breakdown, episode 758. We got more people coming on this week, next week. We're scheduling, okay? We are scheduling. If you guys want to see somebody on here, let me know as well. On that note, I'm out.